He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Baine, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Well, hello everyone and welcome. My name is Don Baine, and of course, I am the Gadget Professor, coming to you live and in color from our Scottsdale, Arizona studio. Welcome everyone. We were on show 299. Next week is the big 300. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are now heard, actually we've been heard for a while, on 172 countries around the world, and I have you to thank for it. We have an interesting show for you today. I'm going to take a look at the HP Sprocket printer, and this is a very interesting device. It's been around for a while, and I just recently acquired one, and it's an interesting device, so we'll take a look at that in just a second. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Last week I had to put a show up quickly because I had just returned from the National Association of Broadcasters, where I conducted a bunch of interviews, and if you'd like to see some of those, you can actually take a look at our Facebook page, and I have a lot of those interviews right up there on Facebook, and I've been putting up 2 or 3 a day. I did almost 60 interviews, and you can see all kinds of photographs, and if you go through the Facebook page, you'll actually see a lot of the interviews that we did. Also, one of the ways to get a lot of information from the Gadget Professor show is actually to go to our Rebel Mouse page, and you could subscribe to that for free, and that would be rebelmouse.com/Gadget Professor. And if you were to take a look at that page, you will see all kinds of photos that I post. But more importantly, you'll see the interviews that we did, but you'll also see a gadget as soon as it comes out. Anything in electronic or gadgetry nature, you will see on this page, and it refreshes itself pretty much every 5 minutes, so you can go on there multiple times a day and you'll actually see every gadget that is out there as soon as it becomes available, and you actually can click on that and go to the website. So in any event, definitely check out our Facebook page and like us, and we would like you. Also, you can email me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com, thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com, and I will definitely try to answer all the emails. So let's take a look at this HP Sprocket printer. Here it is, and as you can see, it's quite small, and it will definitely, the sprocket will fit in your pocket. If you look at it size-wise next to the iPhone, and I have the big iPhone, you could see that it's comparable in size, a little bit thicker, but certainly easy to put in your pocket. It sells for about $129 on Amazon, and what you get is the Sprocket printer. You will get the power cord, obviously you get the box, and it comes with 10 pieces of photo film, and this is called ZINK. Z-I-N-K. No wonder no one could spell Z-I-N-K. And we'll talk about the paper in a minute. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to charge your device up using this little connector that comes with it. Nothing major there. And you're going to put that in. And you'll notice here that you can't really see the color well, but it's on red, which means that it's charging up. And this is how you charge the device. Now, I have actually found that this device works well for about 15 photographs easily without recharging. I haven't seen it run out of power yet because I've only printed, quote, 15 photos so far. Again, in the box, it comes with 10 sheets. Now, let's take a look at this close up. The way it works is you actually are going to take, I'm going to not charge this anymore. The way you load this is this just basically pushes off very easily, and you're going to remove the cover, and in here you're going to see the paper. This is where the paper goes, and it comes with a packet. It's encapsulated in plastic. You just tear that off, and on the bottom you're going to see the sheet. So essentially what you're going to have is a bunch of print film, 10 sheets actually, or you can buy a 30 pack or 20, whatever. So the film's going to be like this, and you're going to see this little ID card, and you'll see a little, what I'll call a barcode there, and basically this is going to lay down in here like such, and then you're going to just slide this back on. That's pretty much it. It's that simple. Again, it will fit in your pocket. It's very light. Now, what you want to do is, of course, turn the device on, and that's very simple. Over here, you have a little button, and it's very easy. You just push that in, and the light is going to light up, and that means that it's on. Pretty simple so far, huh? Actually, it's very simple. Now what you want to do is you want to go onto your iPhone, your Droid, and yes, it will work on your tablet because this connects via Bluetooth. So the first thing you want to do, the very first thing you want to do is you want to download the HP Sprocket app, totally free. And when you download the app, it will allow you to connect to the printer. If you don't have the app downloaded, I guarantee you it will not connect. And if you're wondering what's going on, it doesn't work. It's not the case. You need to put your Bluetooth on. You need to download the app, and you need to connect. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to ask you, do you want to connect? And right now I have the device on, as you can see over here, and I have my Bluetooth on. And in a second or so, it's going to ask me. There you go. You can see that HP Sprocket popped up. I'm just going to touch that. Do I want to allow the Sprocket to talk to the printer? Oh yeah. So I'm going to click that, and boom, there it is. So the printer connects up 1, 2, 3. It's pretty easy. And then what you'll see is a bunch of options that you have, and the app pops right up. It connects to Instagram if you log in, and you're able to print right from your Instagram account. And right here I have Instagram up, so you can kind of see that I have all my photos there, and I can actually, you know, scroll through those and print whatever I want. I can go through my camera roll if I want, or I can actually take a photograph and print it. Now the app is really nice. There's no question about it. It's well designed. It does a lot of cool things. But if you go into the photo printer, and I think you could kind of see that. If you can't, I'm just going to read it to you. But what it does is it gives you all the information about the printer. Right now it says my status is ready, so I'm able to print, and I can see the lights on the printer, so that's pretty easy. It tells me my battery status, and this is actually 64% charged right now. This is going to turn off in 5 minutes, and I can set it to go automatically off in 5 minutes or however long that I like to, because you don't want to wear the battery out. It has the MAC address, it has your firmware update, your hardware version, yada, yada, yada. So that's a nice little plus feature. It just tells you what's going on. In fact, the app makes things real easy. I'm just going to go into camera roll, and there's all my photos, and I'm going to pick a photo to print. And I'm going to give you a tip. You want to print people, okay? You don't want to print scenery or buildings or photographs, if you will, if they don't have close-ups of people. It doesn't work real well for that. All right, so I'm going to go into the camera roll, and I'm going to choose the Gadget Professor there, and all I'm going to do is just go down there and just hit print. All right, so let's see this puppy print out. Here we go. And it prints out fairly quick. It really does. All right, there it is. So I'm going to pick up the print, and there it is. It's a 2x3 print, and it does a reasonably good job. Now, what I have to point out is the app is great. It does all kinds of cool things. It lets you put type on it. It lets you rotate it. It also lets you change the color, put frames on it. It's very robust. There's no question about it. But let me be clear. The photographs are nowhere near as good as a photo printer. They're just not. And they're not as good as you would get at CVS or your Walgreens or Costco or wherever you go. It prints out a reasonable print, and it's a fun print. And what makes it fun is it's small, it's 2x3, and you also have the ability to go on the back of the print and actually peel the backing off, and it's a sticker. So really, I think the printer is great, and it's $129. It works real well, and it's more of a fun thing for kids or teenagers, or if you just want a quick reference print. I mentioned this little blue card that comes with every pack of your ZINK print paper, and as you can see, it has a barcode, and what it does is when you lay it down inside the printer, this barcode actually tells the printer what brand paper you're using. Okay, one tip I want to point out here. If you buy the Polaroid paper, which is cheaper than the HP, take the card out that comes with the Polaroid, the blue card, and toss it. You want to keep your HP printer card. Let me show you why. If you notice on the bottom here, it says HP. I think you can see it right there. And that HP obviously is the coating that this HP printer needs to print. So essentially what I'm saying is you always want to keep your original HP card so that when you go to use the Polaroid film, just use your HP identification code instead of the Polaroid, and it will work perfectly fine. The other thing that I'll mention is as soon as you print, because you have to load this card in with the paper, this card prints the first print. Actually, this slides out. So that's essentially how it works. I'm pretty pleased with it, and my grandkids love this thing. I mean, they just love it. You will go through paper quicker than you can, blink your eye. The bottom line is, if you look around on Amazon, you'll find this paper anywhere from 50 cents a sheet for a 30-pack. And again, I'm using the Polaroid paper in the HP printer. As long as you have the proper card, which comes with the paper in that printer, it will work. If you want to buy the HP brand, go right ahead. It's a little bit more expensive. I defy you to tell the difference. The other thing that I'll mention is there's not a lot of latitude in the editing process, even though the app is great. And the app is great whether you have the Polaroid printer or the LG. There's there's probably 6 or 7 different printers that are pretty much identical. But they all have a little bit different twist to them, and they all print a little different. But at the end of the day, it's still ZINK paper, and it's still going to look the same. And again, I love the device. It's fun, but it's not prime time printing. It will not match even one of the cheaper brand printers that you buy, an inkjet printer, color inkjet printer. The quality is nowhere near that, so just keep that in mind. And again, I love the device, and let's take a look here at the web page. What you'll notice here is on the HP site, they go through all kinds of absolutely brilliant looking, high quality prints. It just does not do that. And again, I'm not knocking it. It is what it is. But if you look at their website, the prints are mouth-watering color. It is not that case. It is just not the case. And you know what? You may not need a print that's that good. You're only paying $129 for it. And quite frankly, you're paying for the portability of it. So again, you can buy this on Amazon. They're $129. You'll be hard pressed to find it for less. It's just kind of a standard price. And I like it so far. I've had it for a week. I've pounded on it, and it works quite well. The setup is extremely simple, and if you want a fun printer, the kids just go crazy with this. And I actually had a couple prints where my grandkids printed them out, and they took a little notebook and they made a little sticker page, and they colored on it, and they just have a blast. So it's a lot of fun. The other thing is, if you do a lot of street photography, don't underestimate this. Again, not for the quality of the prints, but some people just give you that look like, what are you doing? But you know what? If you have this in your pocket and you print out a little print for them and you say, here you go, they're actually going to like that print, and you're going to make a friend, and it kind of breaks the ice if you're doing street photography. And again, I do not recommend this for scenic prints. It just doesn't do the job. It's in my opinion, it's primarily for portraits or fun pictures of people, and that's kind of what I think. All right, let's get on to some interesting news and gadgets. I saw this about 3 days ago, and I don't own one, but you know what? If you have a thermostat in your house and you'd like to operate it from your cell phone, or you'd like to operate it from Alexa, here's a device. It's called iDevice Thermostat, and this sells for $75. If you go to buy a Nest thermostat, you're going to spend $250 for it, which is way overpriced. This device will pretty much do the same thing. You can customize the temperature of your home anywhere with any of these iDevice thermostats. You can use Siri, or you can use Alexa voice commands to say, make it 60 degrees or raise the temperature 5 degrees, so on and so forth. There's no hub, there's no subscriptions. You can access it anywhere. So not only can you just say in your house, on an Alexa device, make the temperature 75 or lower the temperature by 10 degrees or whatever, you actually have controls on the app. It comes for free, and you actually can just with your finger change it, turn the air on, turn the air off, heat on, heat off from wherever you are. If you have a vacation home, I would urge you to get a IP thermostat. Yes, I know if you lose internet connection, they're absolutely worthless, and that's a pain in the neck, but for the most part, 90% of the time, if you have a reliable supplier, you're not going to have a problem. And $75, it's well worth it. And I am probably going to get one and test it out. So there you go. All right. Speaking of stickers and logos, again, if you have kids or grandkids, and you'll know that they all love stickers, well, now you can get the Assembly Graphics Design Stickers and Logo app for free. This came out, I think, of February 2017, but you're able to print all kinds of stickers and photos as long as you have the right paper. And you know what? This ZINK pack is perfect for that. And again, the kids just love that. So you might want to check out that free app. You don't need to actually purchase. You might want to check out that this design graphics app. It's a lot of fun. The kids go bonkers with it. Really, they do. All right. Now, I know from experience that a lot of people have issues writing these days. I don't know why. Maybe the schools are not doing their job, but grammar is a thing of the past. So this app is for all you dudes out there, men, women, children, whoever, who have problems creating a sentence correctly. This is a free app that will connect to pretty much any browser, Chrome, Safari, whatever. Totally free. It's called Grammarly for Chrome. And as you are typing and making your mistakes they're grammatically incorrect, this little app will automatically change it for you and correct it. We used to have to learn how to do that in school. Today, you don't learn that. I don't know why, but there's nothing more aggravating and disappointing to me is when I get a proposal or read a letter or even an email for someone and they have no clue as to grammar. I hate that. So load this app up, and I think you will really like the app. All right, let's move along. Here we have an app that is actually used to survey your home or your office and tell you where your signal is weak, where your Wi-Fi signal is weak. This is a free app. You can watch the video. It's called NetSpot, and it's available free for the Mac or your Windows operating system. And it does a pretty good job. I tried it out actually yesterday, and it did a good job. And I thought I had pretty good coverage in every room in the house, and apparently I didn't, and I was able to find out where those weak spots were, and then I was also able to tweak my antenna to cover that range. So it's free. It's a pretty cool app, and you might want to check that out. Now, most of you know that the FCC and all their ridiculous wisdom have allowed your ISP or internet service providers to watch what you do and sell that information, and it's really aggravating to me. So essentially, your ISPs know where you're searching, know what you're doing, and gather a lot of information about you, which I think is outrageous personally. Your First Amendment rights are shot. No pun intended there. What you want to do is be as private as you can on the internet. So what I would recommend is using this page. It's called Start Page, startpage.com. This will keep everything that you do in terms of searching totally private. It keeps no records, and it uses what's called a proxy. And that will allow no one to see what you're doing. There's no records. There's no way your ISP can trace that. You're anonymous. And it actually uses the Google search engine to give you the results. So yes, you can go to google.com, as a lot of us do, including me, and search for whatever it is that you want and get the results and go from there. However, that's all being tracked. If you go to Start Page, it is essentially the world's most private search engine. Definitely check this out. I would encourage you to use this, and you just create a start page. Instead of having your start page as Google, which a lot of us do, you can have your start page be the start page, your home page, and it will work exactly the same way. It will give you the web or the images or the videos, or you have advanced searches. It's essentially the same thing as using Google, except everything is anonymous and your information is kept totally private. So I would highly recommend that you check that out and actually start using it. I have adopted that, and that's what I use now when I do my searches. Not that I'm searching for anything bad, but it's just my business. The other thing that's really annoying, have you ever searched for something and a particular product, good, service, or whatever, you didn't buy anything, you're just browsing, and then 3 or 4 days later, you're on your browser, you're doing your thing, and all of a sudden an ad comes up and it says, remote controls on sale or phones on sale, and you're like, how did they know that? Well, they've been tracing what you've been doing. The cookies are there. Your ISP gathered that information and sold it, and now you're looking for donuts, and bang, there's an ad for donuts. Some people may like that. I find it really intrusive and really annoying. So that's another reason why you may want to use startpage.com for your search engine, because it's going to stop that. And I'm sure we've all had it happen. Now, here's a website that's called governmentdeals.com. And do you ever wonder where all that stuff goes that they confiscate at the airport? I've often wondered, and I've looked at some of the sites that auction it off. And you can buy, you can, I use a Leatherman tool a lot. And I just checked the site out to see, what a Leatherman costs that they confiscated from someone who's trying to board the plane. And it seems that their prices are, you can buy a new one cheaper than you can buy it on these auction sites. Something's really disconnecting there, and it boggles the mind. I mean, it's our government that's seizing this stuff, and I have some problems with that, and I'm all for safety. Don't get me wrong, but some of the stuff that they seize is a little nuts. So, you wonder, does that end up in the pockets of the TSA agents? I don't know. I'm just throwing the question out there. Some seem to say that it ends up in a box. You've heard stories that they melt this stuff down. And then you see these websites that say, auctioned off goods. And, you can get a bag of Leatherman. There's like 5 Leatherman, but it's like $500. You can buy a brand new Leatherman of that particular model for $35. So I don't know if there's any bargains out there. That said, this site is called Government Deals. And it's Government Deal. This site provides services to various government agencies that allow them to sell the surplus equipment. It's confiscated items, all right? And you can buy this stuff via the internet. And each agency has its own rules and regulations. It could be seized because they couldn't bring it on the plane. It could be seized because of bankruptcy. It could be seized because of drug raids or whatever. Who knows? But there's all kinds of stuff. You can buy fine art. You can buy police and fire equipment. You can buy a fire truck. You can buy furniture. You can buy golf course equipment. Check this page out. It's insane. Pretty much anything you want to buy, government surplus is going to sell it to you. Now, I have no clue if the prices are good, bad, or otherwise. I have no clue if shipping's included or warranties. I just don't know. All I know is that this site is insane. And it's almost worth a laugh just to check the site out and see what's going on. So that's going to wrap it up today for the Gadget Professor. If I appear a little bit disjointed, I am. This office looks like a bomb hit it. I have received a lot of equipment from various vendors at the National Association of Broadcasters, and there's barely enough room for me to sit in this studio right now, and I have stuff everywhere. It's in the other room, it's on the bed, it's on the floor, and I'm desperately trying to sort things out, and I had to get the show out today, yada, yada, yada. So next week, the Gadget Professor will be more precise and more coherent. I hope. So I'll see everybody next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Baine, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.